Hello once again, Star Wars Unboxing fans. Welcome to another episode of Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing Show. I'm your host, Darth Tuba. Today we have two large box items. But before we get to that, something I want to talk about. There's something strange happening in the air. Yes, at the time of this video release, okay, I will have been coming back from my voyage on the Halcyon. Yes, that's right. I booked passage on the Galactic Star Cruiser, aka the Star Wars Hotel, located down near Disney's Hollywood Studios in Orlando, Florida. We booked this back in March or April. It is, at the time of this recording, this is what is sometimes called Jersey Weekend, which is a teacher break it's a 4-day weekend for a teacher break convention, and almost everybody in New Jersey who can afford to get down here gets down here. I am at the time of this recording, it is yet to happen yet. At the time of the recording, I am preparing for it, and that's going to happen in about 3 days. So I'm very excited. I know that there has been a lot of video content about the Halcyon. Many people have just documented the entire thing, and I have watched a lot of it. I have not watched too much of it. I do feel that I'd like to have some level of surprise, but because this is something very unique, I also feel that I want to avoid what other vloggers were calling, avoid their mistakes by their own admission. And I understand that, so I am going to try really hard to kind of balance out how to do this. Now, for those of you that are look, if you're watching this channel, chances are you've heard of the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser. It is a hotel that is situated right next to Disney's Hollywood Studios in Orlando, Florida, at Walt Disney World. It is only exclusively at Walt Disney World in Florida. There's not one built in Disneyland. It is the best way to describe it is a kind of term that they've been using ever since Galaxy's Edge was built, which is an immersive experience. It is far more complicated than just calling it that. That is the simplified elevator pitch version of what this is. Now, there have been a lot of reports of, as of now, the thing has been running. Most of them, I think it opened in March, most of the March, April, May, June, July, and I think August. They have all basically been sold out. That is no longer the case. I do believe we are sold out. I do believe that the voyage that I'm on will be sold out. And I think there's another one around Thanksgiving. But beyond that, they haven't been sold out. In fact, there has been quite a few people, the numbers have been quite a few. There's a lot of reports coming out today. And at Disney is starting to consider, new choices, what to do, what to make of it. Is there anything they can do differently? Are they going to offer some certain things to do? Are they talking about, the rumors are they're talking about changing the story, maybe coming up with holidays, doing some kind of a thing to drive up the business of the Halcyon. They've, of course, reduced staff, mostly wait staff, and had only, there's 2 dinner times. They've made it just 1 dinner time. So, I understand that. A lot of people think that makes this a failure. I will say this. My take on all of this is that no one has ever really done anything like this before. So there was no way to measure how to do it. So the reports coming in are actually quite positive about what the experience is. It's very expensive, though. I'm not going to put the prices here. You can look them up. And it is very expensive. It's something that everyone looks at. And for the amount of days that you get, which is basically 2 in the morning of a third. Actually, not even. It's like the afternoon of one, a full day of another, and the morning of a third. So it's collectively 2 days-ish. It's about 3 hours short of 2 full 24-hour days. And you got to sleep there, too. So there's been a lot of talk about that. So my opinion going in, before never doing it, but having never done it, just having witnessed other people doing it, is that I think that you do get quite a bit for the money that you were spending. Is it 100%? Well, you have to be, it depends on the person, and it depends on what you're doing. Yes, it's very true that most people could probably not just, whip out the amount of money it costs and be able to just go there on a weekend on a whim. It would require planning. It would require saving up. It would require that type of thing. And then if you do it and you've done that, will it be worth it? Well, it depends on the person. I will say this. Some people think it's a Star Wars themed hotel, like you're going to All-Star Music, which is all themed to different music instruments and styles of music, or All-Star Sports, different, themed to different sports. This is not like that. This is not just theming all around you. This is an actual story. It's escape room meets immersive theater meets dinner theater meets murder mystery. All those LARPing. Is another thing that's been described. It's just a lot of things going on. So you have to measure it to that. You have to measure it that way. You don't just measure it like, am I going to a hotel, having us sleeping at the bed, going to the pool, which by the way there isn't one, and deciding. So I'm very excited. My wife is very excited. We're going with 2 friends. They are very excited. We're not staying in the same room. We're staying in separate rooms. But what we're going to do is, I think when it's done, we're going to put together, there's tons of video out there. We're going to just maybe put together a little, best of clips, just walking around the ship, things like that. Because we really want to focus on doing the adventures and everything else. And by the way, what I mean by that is that there's a lot of actors in the ship portraying specific characters, and you need to interact with them and have conversations. And then with the use of your phone, there and the Disney Play app, there's a whole Halcyon app where you can, or Galaxy's Edge and Halcyon app, where you can go on little missions where you do little activities. And the more you do here, the more it drives your story. If you go a different way, it drives your story again. So you have to be a little more interactive. You can ignore all of it and just kind of sit at the sub lounge and drink or have snacks or go eat. But there really isn't, it's not like a cruise ship. It's modeled like a cruise ship, but it's not like a cruise ship where there's, a certain nighttime entertainment that everybody goes to. The gambling doesn't go on it's not real gambling. It's very much, it takes the model, but it doesn't really copy that. So, I'm excited to see what happens with it. We have definitely put our costumes together, and we are excited to kind of be in the universe. And I'm really, really excited to see how that works. I don't want to report back on it. Instead, what I'll probably end up doing is just kind of putting together some footage, connect it all, and my wife and I will kind of come on and have discussion about, we'll kind of talk through it as you're looking at it and seeing, what it is that we're doing. So, and what our thoughts were, in hindsight. I'm really excited knowing that Disney may be changing things with it to make it different. I'm okay with change. Change is fine, especially if something did it and it worked great for a while and now you want to try to tweak it and do something different. Hey, we're all new territory. I think that's a great idea, and I think Disney should do that. I just am glad I'm getting in there before they do that. It'll probably go till the end of their contracts, and then the actors, and then they'll do it. It's probably not until the end of the year. So I'm excited to go in there and experience what's there now. And then, we'll see if the price changes and things like that happen. Maybe we'll do it a second time. Maybe we'll go back. I can definitely see myself going back in a long way, far enough away, years down the road, maybe booking it again. But for now, we're happy to be doing it now. So we're excited about it. All right, enough talk about that. But that's just, at the time of this, I'm really excited about it. And, I love Galaxy's Edge. I love the whole Star Wars, Disney crossover branding. A lot of people are upset at it. It's never been right since Disney. I said, you know what, guys? I've heard so much hate. I've heard hate since Ewoks, and it just falls on deaf ears to me. If you don't like it, fine. If it doesn't resonate with you, fine. I get it. You want to run a whole channel about it, about how much you hate it. Great, but it's not factual that nobody loves it. Okay, any more than it's everybody loves it. There are people that like it. I go to Galaxy's Edge; it's crowded. The storyline of the Halcyon involves a lot of new characters, and it takes place kind of in the First Order sequel trilogy time period, which some people have a problem with, and they would wish it could have been more, things with Luke and Leia and Han and the parts of the original trilogy that they love. I don't know how they would have created a hotel to do that, but they may even consider doing different time periods and maybe kind of, mixing it up a bit. So whatever, that's good. It'll be fun to see how that works. Also, and I will say that if you're watching Andor, there's a lot about Andor, particularly in the Mon Mothma and her family and that whole area, that really kind of ties in indirectly to the Halcyon. I'll just leave it at that. All right, enough talk. So we have two items that I'm curious about. Two Entertainment Earth sent two larger packages. Now this could just be, you know, they're out of small boxes, so they ship stuff in big boxes. But generally speaking, Entertainment Earth has basically been sending me one figure at a time. So I'm just curious if they decided to break with that and do something different, or am I looking at just a bigger item? I'm looking at a bigger item. That's why they sent it this way. So let's show this. Okay. This is a special. Oh, let me just make sure before I always got to make sure I didn't throw anything else out. Okay, good. Boop. 3 action figures, Jedi Survivor. These are vintage collection style figures. Now it's the Riot Scout Trooper, the Magna Guard, and the KX security droid. Now, as I've said, I have not been one to want to do too much collecting. I am going to be a little bit. Let me just check something here. Do they show me? No, they do not. Okay, so Hasbro, I have one complaint. First of all, you know, these 3 packs are wonderful. They're a kind of a throwback to the multi-pack things that they used to sell, kind of on a discount. You know, so you get less, you pay less for getting 3. In this case, it goes the other way. It's more expensive because they're exclusives. But these are all gaming greats, and as I mentioned on previous videos, I'm actually pulling back on the Black Series gaming greats. I don't resonate too much with them. I've tried to keep up with the vintage collection, though, and they've started gaming greats as well, so that's why I'm kind of keeping up with them. I'm going to break with tradition here a little bit. I haven't been opening these up. I am going to just open up the outer box. Okay? I know I've probably just devalued it a lot, but the reason for that is that I want to get what the VC numbers are. Because, curious, right? VC 256. All right, gently. Let me just slide this one out. I'm gonna slide this one out and let's see. VC 188. I have to write these down. VC 256. That's yes, you're seeing what I do here. KX security. VC 188, which is Magna Guard. And this one, whoops, I'm going to slide them right back in. VC 255. And that's Riot Scout Trooper. All right, writing this down. Riot Scout Trooper. All right, now I'm going to put them back exactly as I found them. Because again, I enjoy collecting, but you know, I recognize too that there is a very likely scenario where I will part with these at some point, and I do think the vintage collection will sell better if they stay in things like this. All right, so pretty cool. The figures themselves, nice. I guess VC 188 is an older figure, so I'm assuming that is going to be an updated version of that. So I'm going to check out VC 188, and we'll see what that one looks like. In fact, I'll put a photo here, assuming I have it. I think I do. So you'll see it kind of lined up next to this. All right, so that's our 3-pack. Got some nice box art on the back, very vintagey related, very, nice throwback. Bravo, Hasbro. Now, is this one feels heavier. So, again, we will see what we will see. And we have the papers again. Whoa. Oh my goodness. We have 2 items. We have Lola, folks. Lola is here. I have not purchased a Lola until now. And then we also have a droid. VC260. We have Antok Merrick's droid, R2-SHW. So there he is, another droid. Great droid art. Yeah, it doesn't look, I can't tell if that's a real photo of it or not. But, so we have a nice number of vintage carded figures. This one, 260. Oh my goodness, how long are they going to take that number? All right, and there's Lola. All right, well, it's time this one we're unboxing right now. So this is going to be a slightly longer episode. You can fast forward through the unboxing part if you want. I love, there's the instructions and the legal. Okay, so this comes with, let's see what we got. We got a stand, clear stand, cool. We got I'm not exactly sure what that is. Okay, we got his legs. Oh, I see, yeah. If you put him on his legs, I see. Then it has a little stand for him to stand. I think I'm going to actually end up putting him on his legs just because I think he's cuter that way. Which means I have to keep this box. Boo. And then you have Lola himself. All right, I'm just going to kind of put things down here. All right, so there's no batteries included. So I think what I'm going to do is pause for the video to get some batteries, and I will get them back, and we will take a look at this after I put it together. Hi, Lola. You okay? Hi. How are you? Are you good? So it says here that they said there's 3 modes. This is like the mode I'm going to probably keep him on display. Okay. And he says touch to activate. Mouth opens. So obviously anybody who watched this, definitely had vibes of batteries not included. If you never saw that movie, great vehicle. Jessica Tandy, Hugh Cronin, the older couple that was from, I know, right? They were in Cocoon and Cocoon 2, yes. And they were, they were actors from way back in the day, and they were married, and they did a lot of stuff together even later in their later years before they passed away. So really, really cute. Mouth, it's really just a kind of panels move kind of thing. It's just kind of a thing that doesn't really do that much, okay? But I do want to just check and see. Oh, well, gee whiz, okay. I'm sorry if I insulted you. Light, sounds, responses. Okay, so basically just has a lot of head movement, hover mode. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Now, what I want to try... Sorry. So if I can hold him, and you all right? Are you... So what do I... So I guess I can just hold him. Definitely a cool... Oh. So I guess if you... I don't know if that does anything, but... So I'm not quite sure what hover mode means. I guess I just hold him like this. And it just kind of reacts to the sound you're making. So I guess if you fly him around. But again, it is basically meant to be a toy. And if I put him back in that mode. So that's interesting. So when you hold him, he doesn't really do the flappy thing like that. He has to be either in the he has, like I said, he has the opportunity to be either with his legs, or he can just kind of hover in the air. So, all right, so I'm going to put you right here. By the way, we're going to put our droid right here. Don't bug him. And our 3 figures. By the way, these 3 figures, including the VC-188, don't have it. It never came out. I guess they skipped over that one or decided to include it in this 3-pack. I know, isn't that crazy? So anyway, I'm going to put this here and put this here. Okay, that works. All right, guys, so that'll do it for this kind of lengthy Star Wars unboxing show. As I said, the next time we meet, I will be fresh off the Halcyon. I don't know if I'm going to get a video done right away for that next one. It'll probably be one or two more just regular unboxings before. But you can look forward to a Halcyon review, or I shouldn't really call it a review, more like just a kind of a thoughts on the Halcyon kind of thing, our experiences with it. So we're looking forward to sharing that with you guys. Be sure to like, subscribe, do all that other stuff. Check me out on Instagram and Twitter. Check out all us and all of the other programs that are available on the Red 5 network. We are proud members of Red 5. Red 5 standing by. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, may the Force and the toys be with you. Anything else to say, Lola? Anything? 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 What he said.